you're only going to have 5, they're nicely spread out anyway. So I wouldn't just say, well, we're going to create our own WrestleMania just yet, or Wrestle Kingdom just yet. I would wait a little bit longer before doing that. But yeah, thank you for your question. Question here on Sting. This is from Leah. Heard rumours that Sting wants to come back and still face The Undertaker. Could this happen? And from what we've seen, would this happen in Saudi Arabia? There's a bloody good chance of that, I'd say. If it is going to happen, that's where it'll happen, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it does seem that way.
God knows what's next.
So, I mean, we've all been waiting for it for a hell of a long time.
Yeah, we have. But is it something we still want to see, Matt? I mean, is it something that might have been better in our head than it is on to see? Like a bit like Cena and Undertaker.
It's difficult to say because the last time we saw Sting, I thought he was in great shape. Yeah. I thought he could still go, and at that point in time, I thought he went better than The Undertaker did.
Mm-hmm.
And as we just said recently, like earlier in the show, Undertaker has surprised us all and come back and given us an incredible showing. So there is still that potential that they could have a decent match.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to see, and just to say that they've done it, so it wasn't one of those matches that we never saw, like The Rock and Shawn Michaels, for instance, just to get that ticked off, be it 3 stars or be it 4 stars, whatever the rating would be at the end, it's nice to say they actually did it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Yeah, no, I can't say any more than that. I think if, hopefully, it isn't just something that's slung out and poorly thought through like Goldberg and Undertaker. I'd be very shocked if they did something like that now, given what happened. But, this Prince, if he wanted it, I think he'd get it. So don't you worry about that. Okay, this leads into something we were definitely going to talk about on the podcast, Matt, and I'm glad this has been mentioned. Now, this is from one of our foreign fans from Germany, Matt, and hopefully I'm going to be able to pronounce his name right here because, God forbid I could make a real balls up of this one. Believe me on all this, so hopefully. So I believe this is Lotus or Lothus. I don't know how that's going to be pronounced, but hopefully I've kind of done a good job. If I haven't, yell back at me, send me an audio, and I'll do it properly for you. But he's basically putting something here, Matt, where me and you were going to talk about this anyway. But I thought I'd wait for this question because it fits in nicely. And he said he recently booked. I bought tickets for me and my family for a show that was going to be taking place in Hamburg. This has been done over the past few years from WWE Live. We have fully enjoyed the experience, even though it cost me a lot of money and my kids spend an absolute fortune. However, we do not get much WWE, only once a year. This year they cancelled it because of lack of talent and going over to a Raw show that was going to be filmed on the same night. Very disappointed. Heard you guys talking about this happening a lot more. I went on some message boards, all very negative, people hashtagging cancel WWE Network. Do you think this is impacting more and more on the loyal European fans, as you once said? So it's a really interesting point because ages ago, Matt, we mentioned about Germany and France, and it didn't really, it did ring true with me. And then all of a sudden it happened to us, Matt. So I could really relate to it there. Now, and I do feel for you guys because you guys in Germany and France, you ain't getting WWE like even we get. Because at least with us, we get WWE comes over a bare minimum of twice a year, Matt. You're going to get Raw.
And we've got NXT UK now as well. So.
Yeah, so I can't say we're too hard done by, all right? I don't want to put that out there first because, we have got Raw and SmackDown, and they might, we don't go to them if they're not in London sometimes. But if we really wanted to, we could go up to Manchester or Sheffield or wherever they're coming from and do the trip. So we've always got that. But in places like France and Germany, where there is a massive support in Germany, I know that there is. They do great viewing figures there, and yet they don't get a Raw or a SmackDown. They just get the live events, Matt, when they do the tours, which is normally from when they go around the UK. Now, we had it, Matt. We booked Wembley, didn't we? Wembley Arena this year. We were going to go and watch WWE with just a live show, because I think me and Matt now are at the point where we feel like you get more from the live show than we do Raw and SmackDown. And I was really looking forward to it. And then all of a sudden, Matt just told me when I saw you that time, they just literally cancelled it, Matt. And the excuse at the time was, what was it, Matt? Something to do with like needing more stars because of the.
It was the scheduling conflict.
Yeah, so there were going to be like 2 shows running on the same night. Which, by the way, if you're going to have 2 brands, what is the point? Because of this wild card rule. Which I just thought was totally ridiculous for them to be doing that, because let's face it, we know we've got all the NXT UK guys, so why not just give everybody a little bit of a discount, okay? And get the NXT UK guys, get the NXT guys even over here, okay? The likes of Matt Riddle, he'd be enough for me. I'd be happy with that. Walter, all that lot, get them all there. And that would have been fine. I don't think I'd have missed it too much. And we stood. It's not like, you're saying it because, they're filming SmackDown or Raw where we are. It's just a live show. So you could have just had better matches. Give people more quality matches a bit longer. But for the fact they cancelled it, I was well surprised. And it made me think either, Matt, they didn't sell well. And maybe people just don't want to do that, or then I was reading more about the whole Saudi Arabia trip and how that sort of brought things into conflict as well, because they're there literally days before, and it's going to cause scheduling problems. And I've got to say, and I know the effect has been felt, especially in these European countries. And I think what the general consensus here, Matt, is that European fans here, the show, are pretty much saying, well, hang on a minute, we've been loyal since WWE used to go there in the 90s when they first branched out from Wembley, from doing SummerSlam. They started doing those tours more regular, built up all this audience. They always come out, buys, as he was saying, buys all this merchandise, supports them, watches them on telly, and all of a sudden Saudi Arabia, and this is no disrespect to Saudi Arabia, I'm not disrespecting anybody from there that's going to say, but what I'm saying is that they haven't been going over there since only they've been going there since the prince has said, hang on, I'll pay you basically millions to turn up. But they didn't have the fan base was not grown over time. It's just literally they've gone there. And I do feel very sort of disappointed, and my loyalty as a fan, I kind of feel like, why should I bother? I feel like all the effort we've put in over the years, it's not like we're getting these super showdowns, Matt, where they're going to cough up the money to bring Goldberg in for us and all the rest of it. I kind of feel like, where's our pay-per-view? Where's Germany's pay-per-view and all the rest of it? But what do you think, Matt, from a fan's point of view, first and foremost, because we're hearing about this more and more these days?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible when the roster is as bloated as it has ever been.
What's the point?
More potential than ever to split this thing up and give everyone an equal share. I mean, they've been to Japan recently, which was incredible, and that's great for the guys over there because they don't really get that much WWE exposure, so that's good. But yeah, like we're saying, Germany, shows cancelled. In London, shows cancelled. And for me personally, it's difficult because I've grown accustomed to WWE style. They put on a show and they stick by that and they deliver. Vince McMahon's one of those guys that, even back in the day when Ultimate Warrior held him up for money, he delivered. He put on the show, went out of pocket for it, and, put the show on. And you feel like that even to the minor details. Like if he's promised you something, then he'll deliver. Yeah. And you take that for granted, and you just feel kind of disappointed when it's sort of taken from you in that sense, because there's no real reason for it. Because, like we said, there's so much talent now. I mean, yeah, maybe they're doing this wild card situation where they need Kofi, they need the New Day, but that doesn't mean that I won't enjoy the show without them. There's so many wrestlers now. I'd love to see Kevin Owens. I'd love to see Sami Zayn. You know, I'd love to see like all the other sort of people they class lower than these guys, because we're so invested in them. We've watched it for so many years now. I think WWE in England as well is a very hardcore market. The chance that you get, everyone here sort of is very passionate about it. That if we saw probably mid-card guys, we might even enjoy it more.
Yeah, I would say so. So yeah, disappointing. I feel a little bit sort of, disappointed as a fan that they're doing this. But I will say, hang on a minute here, because what about other promotions? Now, look, there was a ton of people wanting to go to Wembley, Matt. I'll tell you, if you're a promotion out there now, AEW, Ring of Honor, get into Wembley, because there'll be enough. there were fans that wanted to go to a wrestling show.
They got my money if they do it.
Get Progress in there, get someone in there, because there would have been people wanting to go that night at Wembley. And I'll tell you another place, go to Germany, because they're crying out for it in these places. So if I'm AEW, I'm thinking I might just take that European market, and even when TNA used to come in, they used to do their best numbers. They did the biggest, largest arenas when they come to London. They always fill that Wembley Arena. So there is a market in these places. And I feel like, in fact, only last week, Matt, I was hearing that Germany have actually done a TV deal with AEW, which is good. So at least you guys are going to be able to see that. And I think, hopefully, being that Tony Khan is all over the place, and he's got investment in Fulham Football Club. He even was going to buy Wembley a couple of years ago. I do think he's got a little bit more of a sort of handle on where fans are and where to go. I think you might get something with him. Honestly, do. I think that the European market is open. And it's a great place to go, So hopefully for you guys, you're going to get something. Like I say, there's always opportunity for someone else now, Matt, to go in. New Japan, get them over in at the time to fill Wembley. There's lots of opportunity for people. So yeah, they are coming, and we see what WWE tried to do that weekend, didn't we? That's
that sort of
bit them on the arse. Yeah, so am I now. Good luck with that with the rugby fans. Anyway. Glad that they put up. Now, here we go. Jimbo, wrestler squad number 9, he's here. And he's back on the Roman train here, Matt, so get ready. Roman Reigns, this guy, I know he's going to be champion by, mark my words, Survivor Series. I can already see it now, and I don't think WWE will change their mind on ever changing him to a heel. I am totally sick to death now of Roman Reigns. I get the sympathy thing, but even for me now, I still don't think this guy is it. Do you think that in a time up against AEW, Roman Reigns at the top would be a wise choice? Going off of previous, from what we've seen previous, no, it would not be a wise choice, because him at the top doesn't seem to make much odds. Seth Rollins at the top hasn't made much odds either, though. So I just want to throw that one out there as well. And, Jimbo, just to play devil's advocate back with you, I know that there's a lot of fans that said, well, I want to see Brock gone and Roman out of the picture, and let's see Seth Rollins take it. Well, we've seen that. Not a lot has happened there. We've seen Kofi at the top as well, and people were happy about it. But again, it's not their fault as necessarily. The booking is to deal with this, but I still think they're still not getting over like they should be. There are a couple of guys from NXT that there's potential, but man, every time they make it to the main roster, it's so hit and miss. You just never know what's going to happen. I'd like to.
I'm praying they did not ruin Undisputed Era.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. And someone like Matt Riddle, who making waves down there, trying to make a name for himself. I mean, he's going out on a limb. He keeps saying he wants to retire Brock Lesnar. Every time he can, he's mocking Goldberg, but he seems to be happy with him doing it. But I'm sure even there's a chance they could ruin it with him as well. So you just never know. There's loads of guys, loads of talent. They've got enough people there to do something with, but they just don't seem to know how to get them over. But yeah, Roman Reigns, I don't know. Do you know what, Jimbo? I don't think WWE are going to be so quick to go back to Roman Reigns. I've got to be honest with you. I think that they've they know now they're in a bit of a fight. They've got a battle on their hands. They're making decisions, Jim, where they weren't making these they wouldn't have made this decision had AEW not been around. But now they're starting to think more. They brought guys like Pritchard in. They've brought guys like Heyman in as creative. Eric Bischoff. I think they're thinking different. I think they know deep down they've lost